there were many years I didn't know what Dharma meant. I knew that it was a loaded word. I mean, it was a precious word. But what the heck was it? What is Dharma? And I could ask you that, and we might be surprised at what you came up with. But most people wouldn't come up with much, because they know it's special, but they don't really know what Dharma is. And I learned what Dharma is from Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche in 1974. Dharma is simply the method or the way that the Buddha enlightened himself. It's how he did it. It's kind of like the magician telling you how he did the trick. Nothing more than that. In Buddhism, there are the three sources, what I call the three jewels, three gems, three sources of refuge, places that you can count on going and being protected, and you can go in there. One is the Buddha himself was an ordinary person. Wasn't a god or son of God or anything. He just was an ordinary person that managed to figure out how to enlighten himself with a lot of help. He had a lot of teachers and stuff, all kinds of stuff. The method, his method is called the Dharma. It exists in text, but more important than existing in text, it's the specific method. And there's supposed to be like 84,000 Dharmas. That means there's like 84,000 teachers and 84,000 types of students. You need to find, I mean, not you personally, but one needs to find the particular Dharma, the method that's going to unlock your own mind and open it up so that you can understand the nature of the mind. The whole idea of Dharma practice is to know the true nature of the mind and how it works. And the Dharma is the method for you that will work. And same with the teacher that will work. That can be, you could go, I mean, I've met the Dalai Lama personally, offered him a scarf, and done some years before he was that famous. So, I mean, he wasn't my teacher, even though he's the Dalai Lama. And, you know, certainly I thought he's great. But nothing, I didn't learn the nature of my mind from him. So in the whole world, where will you find someone that can introduce you to your own mind so that you get it? So that's your particular Dharma. Your Dharma is your method. So Dharma means the path that you're going to take. And it starts out with being the path that the traditional historical Buddha took, but adjusted to your situation. I mean, it's not going to be the same. And like all the different teachers, I've met just scores of Buddhist teachers. Some of them I could probably never learn from. They might be the great teacher, as I mentioned earlier, but they made too many jokes, or this wasn't, you know, it wasn't my style. So I finally met a teacher that was my style, who actually came to me in a dream. And you want me to tell that? It's very brief. I'll try to be as brief as I can. I was running a business here in Big Rapids. I no longer lived in Ann Arbor. I was a businessman. I got a call from my friend. My friend's name was James Coates. And he says, and he was always going to one guru or another. He just was, you know, trying to find his teacher. And he said, I think I met a Lama that you want to see. And I said, no, not really. I'm a family man, a businessman. You do that. I don't really have time to come down there and take a chance that this might be someone specially for me. I said, thank you, but no thanks. And, you know, I loved him as a friend. Anyway, a few days later, I woke up just before dawn. And I had this incredible dream that I was driving to Ann Arbor to meet this radiant Oriental gentleman. And I was just as happy as I could be, and then I woke up. I wasn't so happy because, gee, I had to go to work, I had to run a business. And I was unhappy because why was I now not in a situation where things like that could happen to me? You know, I'm a business person. Something magical like meeting a radiant teacher being, just not likely to happen to me. And so I just felt really sad about that, and I said, screw it, I'm not going to work today. I'm going to Ann Arbor to see this guy. I don't give a damn. I'm not working no matter what. And my wife had a somewhat similar dream, and she woke up and said, I'm calling my friend James, who's like a late sleeper. I got him out of bed. It must have been 7 in the morning then, by that time. And I said, James, I'm coming to Ann Arbor, see this guy. He says, no, it's too late. It's a 3-hour drive about, and he's leaving at 10. I said, I don't give a damn. I'm coming. And literally, my kids and my wife got into the car with their toothbrushes, which we'd never done any other time. We drove the heck to Ann Arbor. They had someone at the end of a long driveway flagging us down. We'd drive in, and he was still there. And it was just like the dream. He was this radiant being. And for days after, Margaret and I walked around just like being kinder to people than we've ever been. And just being so happy. And then I've been with him for 30 years now, October 31st. So he's a great Lama. He's not just a great Lama for me, he's a great Lama for many, many people, and recognized all over the world. Your root Lama, which is called in Tibetan the Sawi Lama, is the one person in the world that can show you the nature of your mind and you can see it. And he showed me the nature of my mind and I saw it. And once I saw it, all that old stuff about practicing, gone. Because now I realize it was my responsibility. But seeing the nature of your mind, which isn't like enlightenment, it just means, oh, this is how it works. Once I saw it, I said, oh, I can do that. I didn't understand it. And they help you understand how your mind works and what you're going to have to do in order to become enlightened. That's the beginning. In Zen, it's called Kensho. And in Tibetan Buddhism, it's called recognition. It's not enlightenment. You don't go to heaven. You don't see a lot of lights. You just say, it's like one of these figure ground paintings where you have a painting, and embedded in that painting is another painting that you can't see, but if you look just right, you suddenly see it. And then from ever afterward, you go and look at that painting, you can see it. That's what Kensho is like. It's like, ah, there it is. I get it. And the wonderful thing about it is that before, you've been under all this direction from everyone, including yourself, and once you see how it works, you don't need any direction again. That means that your Dharma teacher's job is done the moment you get it, because then it's up to you. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. But if you want to do it, you now know how to do it, and you didn't know before. So that's a huge thing, huge moment in life. But again, I stress it's not like enlightenment, it's recognition. You just see, oh, that's what I didn't understand. That it's just very simple. You just have to do it. And then I wanted to do it. Before, I never wanted to do it. I would do it for years, and they have a very elaborate Buddhist practice called Nundro. Nundro is like a Dharma boot camp, and involves like doing 100,000 prostrations on the ground, standing up, prostrating yourself, and 100,000 100-syllable mantras, and 100,000 what I call mandala offerings, with little rice piles, and all this stuff. And it's all a way of breaking down yourself so that you can get open enough to see the obvious. And you can't just do it. That's why I joked to you about loading the truck. You have to break down some of that stuff before you're going to open up. And they have the Buddhists have special exercises that take a long time that just break down your resistances so that you finally give up having your way and you kind of open up to the way that is. And then you can see it. Otherwise you can't see it because you've already have all these expectations. Buddhists say hope and expectation and fear are not your friends.